For years, I've put off getting into Big 40K, but finally, Victor has convinced me. Over the next year, I'm going to get together my first 2,000 point army. Actually, we both are. Victor's going to get a new army, and I'm going to get my first 2,000 point army. So we put together a little challenge for ourselves. We want to film some battle reports of Big 40K, but it's kind of a big undertaking. You know, got to get a bigger size mat, a bunch of terrain, all these teams, all this stuff, right? So we wanted to think of how can we do this in a way that doesn't just like mean that we're not producing any other content for 6 months while we get everything ready, right? So what we're going to do here, we're going to like do it in stages. We're basically making ourselves a 2-person escalation league.
Yeah.
So we're going to go 500 points at a time. Every 3 months, we're going to get 500 more points to our armies. And then a year from now, we'll have the full 2,000 points. We'll be doing battle reports along the way. We'll be doing painting guides and painting updates along the way. So this is the start of our journey. And we're just going to go through it and explain like what our plans are, what we're doing here. Why don't you start? Because I've been talking a lot. What army are you going to get together over the next year?
Yeah, so I have a few 40K armies. I've been playing it quite a lot for the last couple of years, but all of them are fairly elite. So I mostly play Custodes. I've got a Dark Angels army. I have a World Eaters army with Angron in it. So I play a lot of like elite armies, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a proper horde this time. So as a totally new thing and a totally kind of new speed painting challenge for myself, I've decided I'm going to play the Tyranids for this challenge.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an army I've always loved. I guess I've already played Tyranids in 40K on the channel in boarding actions 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of one that's near and dear to my heart, but I've never put together a full list and certainly never played a full game with them. So I'm really looking forward to it. And
like you said, you have some Tyranid models already.
Yeah.
But part of this challenge is we're starting fresh.
Yeah, starting totally fresh. So I haven't fully decided on the direction I want my full 2,000 point list to go. I'm starting with the Tyranid half of a Leviathan box, trimming some pieces, picking what I like, and moving from there. I really like melee Tyranids. I'm not the biggest fan of gun Tyranids. I love the stealth aspect. Like, I know I'm going to have a Death Leaper in there somewhere eventually. But for my first 500 points, I'm going to be led by a Neuro Tyrant with a squad of Neurogaunts, squad of Barbgaunts, Von Ryan's Leapers, Screamer Killer, because that's just the coolest model in the box, in my opinion. And then I'm going to get a squad of 10 Hormagaunts just to, throw a swarm of something onto an objective somewhere.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a tasty list.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, the flesh cannons have never really done much for me Tyranid-wise, and so I think I'm probably going to be more melee-focused. I'm definitely going to include Gene Stealers in my list. I know they're like kind of off meta right now, but I don't care. And I love Gene Stealers, so I'm definitely going to have a pretty big contingent of them eventually, but not for the first 500 points because they're pretty expensive points-wise.
Yeah.
All right. You?
For me, should be no surprise to anyone that knows this channel and knows my affinities, I'm going with a Leagues of Votann army. I think this is a long time coming for me.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of dwarves, and I really love a lot of these models.
They're good.
I'm really excited to do this. So my first 500 points, I'm starting with 2 squads of Hearthkin Warriors, 2 squads of 10. I've got 2 Sagittars, which are like the smaller trucks, the transport trucks. And then my leader is going to be the Einharn Champion. I think that's what it's called. The E-Champ, people call him.
I love that.
I forget what his full actual name is, but like the big Terminator guy champion. He's not going to have a squad to lead in the 500 point version. As soon as I get my next 500 points, I'm planning on getting something he can lead. So it won't be forever that he's squadless. But for the first 500 points, like, it's fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, well, and it's not like I have, like, big guns that are going to be able to go after him that a squad would help protect him from.
And, like, it's 500 points.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But my plan here is to kind of do the strat where you put half your squad in the Sagittar and then half your squad not. So I'll have, like, lots of... basically, I'll have 5 units, and I'll have lots of ability to, like, control objectives and some good guns with the Sagittars. I think it'll be fun. I think it's a cool list. I really like the heavily armored dwarves.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the berserks, personally.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I'm probably not gonna have any of those, even though I think they're good.
Yeah,
But I don't
whatever.
really care. I'm gonna, my long-term plan is to go for lots of the Hearthguard, lots of the, troops with the big heavy armor.
Yeah,
I'm gonna want some Hecaton land fortresses eventually.
they're so sweet.
And part of the reason we're doing this challenge is to get an army ready going into 11th edition that is probably coming in a little over a year from now. But in 10th edition, what hasn't happened yet is the Votann Codex hasn't dropped.
Totally.
So I'm hoping that some point during this process, hopefully around like when I'm getting my 1500 point list or my 2000 point list together, something new will come out.
Yeah.
Maybe a whole wave 2.
Yeah.
We don't know, but at least they're getting something because Games Workshop has said that every army will get at least one model. In 10th, right?
Like if it's like, if it's like some of the others, it'll be at least a character or two and a new combat patrol box or something like that.
So I'll at least be getting something. I'm hoping it's sick, and I'll include that in my final 2,000 points, but we'll see. I'm really excited, and I'm excited to paint these guys up. I've painted 2 different Votann schemes before.
Yeah.
I painted my Dwargarian, Deep Dwarf Hearthskin Salvagers for Kill Team, and I did a more like traditional snowy green and brown with orange hair a Hernkin squad.
Yep.
But I'm doing something completely different. So we were thinking we're going to have some battle reports. We're going to have, our armies are going to be linked.
Yeah.
Because they're both in this project together. They're both part of this challenge. So we're kind of going to go with a desert theme. The terrain we're going to get together is going to be desert themed. We're going to be using desert themed mats. And Victor, I don't know if you've planned your scheme out completely, but I think you said you were going to go with desert bases at least.
Yep, for sure.
My scheme is going to be desert dwarves.
Love it.
So I'm thinking kind of like tan armor. I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be interesting because I haven't seen very many desert themed Votann schemes, and I think they'll be unique. I really like just having unique schemes.
Totally.
And I'm hoping I can get a scheme together that is fast for me, because we all know that I'm not the fastest painter.
Yeah.
Compared to some people, I'm really fast, but compared to Victor, I'm extremely slow.
Yeah.
But lately, I've had a few breakthroughs with speed painting. I've been working on my Exaction Squad, no washes at all. Additionally, I've been working on some Phobos. I've been working on weathering. Like, weathering for me, I hadn't really done too much in the past.
Yeah.
Other than just like a wash or like streaking grime. But here, I think I've unlocked the speed potential of weathering. Even though it's an extra step to do the weathering, I think it hides a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And it lets like all your other steps be faster because you don't care too much if it's a bit messy, because then it just looks like they're dirty.
Yeah.
So I think it works really well. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be a really fun project. And like you said, soon there will be a new edition of the game, and it'll be fun to have like 2 fresh armies ready to go for that. Not that I have a shortage of other ones, but it's going to be fun to have a new one, and really fun to have this project. I mean, I haven't played a lot of 500 and 1,000 point games this edition because Combat Patrol has not been an extremely exciting format for, I think, a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think we've got some fun plans of how we're going to do the games. So we're still working out exactly how the games are going to function, but the 500 point game is basically going to be very similar to Play on Tabletop's Kings of the Colosseum format. So the way that they've structured these small games is so perfect, in my opinion. They're like super exciting, super engaging. If you haven't watched them, you absolutely should, because as Kill Team players, if you're a fan of this channel, I think you'll appreciate the small size, and it feels like a skirmish game. Like, everything's super tight, everything is super close, and it's very lethal, and there's less just like, I'm gonna move and I'm touching the footprint of the ruin, but I'm not in the ruin. It's like less of that and more of just like rolling dice, and it's like a very lethal format. So I think we're gonna model the 500 point game pretty closely after that, and then see how that goes and see what makes sense for the 1,000 point and 1,500 point games. But
yeah,
obviously the 2,000 point game is just gonna be a 2,000 point game.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be.
We're
really
gonna
crazy.
film 2,000 points.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah, we're locked in now.
Yeah. Okay, so we're officially on the clock. This is going to come out, what's today? Today's the 17th that we're filming this, and so it'll probably be out by like the 20th or something.
We're just saying late February.
Yeah.
This start of this challenge is late February.
So whatever the date that this video is published, we have 3 months from that day to get a 500 point battle report published.
So we have to get the teams ready.
Yep.
And film everything and get terrain ready.
Yep.
And I have to figure out how to play.
Yeah, and I need to figure out how to get good. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do, but we're very excited for it.
Yeah,
And
there'll be
I hope you are
updates
too.
before then too.
Yep.
There'll be like painting progress. We want to show off our schemes. Probably pretty soon. I want to get a test model done. Maybe we'll
Yep.
do like test model show and tell.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
I don't think so, but I'm excited. Yeah, more 40K coming at you.
More 40K. Also, a lot of Kill Team. Don't think that this is us moving away from Kill Team.
Yeah, Kill Team's coming super soon.
Yeah.
Days away.
And it's unlimited Kill Team.
Yeah, unlimited power, unlimited Kill Team.
It's never ending. See you later.